What are you trying to get? Some low budget PCAT or something?
What's up, girl?
What are you trying to get? Some low budget PCAT? I don't know, we got no dollars.
I'm good though. Thank you.
Is you pregnant?
Yeah. Yeah.
What you doing out here? You pregnant?
Same thing everybody else doing out here. I'm not being a smart butt.
I gotta do a story on you, sister.
No.
You out here pregnant?
Yep. Brian will kill me. Bitch, you on YouTube for me. No.
Who was that, your boyfriend?
My baby daddy.
Why would he kill you?
Because he don't want me. It's already, because his family is like, you know, like, really like, sedity, kind of like uppity.
They can't be sedity and uppity if they got you out here.
Stories? You get some more people.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right, so we're here with the infamous Erica. We spent a lot of time with Erica, and now we finally get to stand here and talk to Erica. So, how you doing today? Let's start off with that.
I'm doing great.
All right, so normally I would start off with asking what got a person in these streets?
Just basically growing up in a perfect family environment where they held certain standards of you to be like this and that, and a very wealthy environment at that. You know, very strict curfews and, you know, chores is very structured. And back then it was, I guess, now that I think about it, a little much on me to be in such a structured environment. Is why I wind up becoming very rebellious towards my mother and just rebellious in life in general. I just kind of just strayed off and became a runaway, and my mom was putting me in different institutions thinking I had mental problems. I was trying to get help. She's trying to figure out what it was in me as a child that made me start acting like this. And it was basically my household. Like I said, they were very wealthy but they were very structured. So I wound up just kind of becoming a black sheep, as they say, or very wild card. I started running away. Institutions I was going to, if they were locked, I would run away. My mama, like I said, she thought I had a psych problem, put me in different hospitals, and that stuff can kind of mess you up. You know, when all I really wanted was to live life, but they held a certain way they wanted me to live life, and that was a bit much on me. Is why I wound up venturing off into different areas, city, county, just basically getting exposed to things like drugs and older people who are already doing drugs, and I wanted to be with the in crowd, so I started doing as the others do or whatever. It was pretty much like not peer pressure, but wanting to be accepted, have friends, be cool, and that's basically how I got introduced to drugs. One of the areas I first started using, substance abusing, is actually right here in the West City area. It's quite crazy how it happened, because I remember being young one minute and just being basically like I said, a rebellious child. Then next thing I know, I'm hooked on drugs, and I look up and there goes life, you know. So yeah, it kind of was the structured home environment that basically I feel ran me off into the streets, period. So yeah, that's pretty much summing that up.
What's your line? So you didn't really like the structure. That's what got you.
Basically, as a kid, nobody likes when their parents, like, you know, ground them or or a little hard on them, but my family was very strict. They were very strict. It was basically we lived a routine. Like if you were in an institution, you had a routine and you went by it every day. That's how it was in the household. From yay high all the way up until you eventually got your own. So, and I never made it to them because it was a bit stressful on me. We had no social life with other um, kids or children or whatever. We could not hang out. We could not go to parks. We could not go to other people's homes. We were at home 24 hours a day. We did chores, and it was, I guess, boring. Now that I think about it, it was a very boring, strict, structured life, and I wanted to do something else, basically. Um, I guess I felt it's why I started being rebellious, why I ran away from home. And when I was put in institutions by my mother and my grandmother, because those are the two that raised me, I ran away from them too. I wanted to hang out. I wanted to be with people, socialize. The only
Okay.
socialization I had was in school. And I liked it going to school. Most kids don't like going to school. I love going to school, you know?
So I'm gonna go off of a little knowledge that I do got. So you said your family was strict,
Yes.
and you didn't like that.
No.
Now, when I met you, you was actually pregnant,
Okay.
and you were saying that your baby father was strict.
Yeah. And
Now, you also said a second ago that it all started on the west side. So I do know he was somewhat from the west
yeah,
side.
that's how I met
and
my kid's father.
He got you outside. So
Yeah.
the rebellion and the running away, okay? So like I said, you was pregnant. Can I ask you what happened with that baby right there?
My first child, I actually got, I was incarcerated. That's why my got out and my child wound up, I conceived my child and she was drug free. And after that, there were two more, but yeah, we'll get to that. But yes, that child is with my kid's father, along with the other two.
So, okay. It is two more that we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
But let's get to all of the ones before those because
No, that's the first one.
so-
And then the other two come after. So I have 3 children that I conceived over here in this one.
okay. So once again, prior knowledge. Is this the baby father that went to Arizona?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So living, you have 2 children.
No, I have 3 children living, and I am with child at the current moment.
So you are pregnant, Erica.
Yes,
God damn, breaking news, y'all. That is break. So she is pregnant. So I thought it was 4. So the little girl, so the first one, let's go. Let me see. The first one with the baby daddy who stayed out west. Then there was another one after that. Then another one after that.
No.
And then this one. Okay. Okay, so those kids, the other ones that you previously just had and with the child now is the same baby father?
The first one and the second one have their dad they share, and that's the one that moved to Arizona. But he also took my second baby's father. That's the last kid. That's his father. My first kid's father took the last baby as well to be with his young, older sister and brother. So he moved not only my first 2 children, which are his, but my last kid that is not his, to Arizona.
Okay, so
He is currently married. He's married now, so.
So I might have had a little misconstrued information
Yeah.
earlier. So all of the children that you've had since you've been out here, you've been able to keep?
Yes,
Okay.
all of them.
Okay.
As the last one, I almost lost to foster care. I had sent him to Dallas, Texas with other relatives, and because the case was out of state, they shipped him back to St. Louis, Missouri, but they put him in foster care, and I almost lost him if it wasn't for my first kid's father. So yeah, I'm very blessed.
So throughout all of the struggle, the first baby father really has been doing his part with making sure you
Yes,
keep them
but
kids.
yes, I do give him that. I do give him that. But like I said, he met me out here, so he kind of knew the lifestyle I was living, but he wanted to be, like I said, like how I grew up in the structure. I'm an adult. You know, I made my own way. Made my choices, my decisions. You can't change it unless I choose to change them. You know, that's what I was telling him at that moment. So yeah, he was very caused of being strict as well. So it was hard on me because by then I had already been incarcerated. Yes, I had, for about 8 years, and I couldn't handle it as a child, and then been incarcerated for 8 years.
I was gonna ask you about that because I
Yeah,
know
I did
somebody who was
almost
looking for you
9 years.
who knew that you had been, and I was like, what?
Yeah,
All
I
this
was
time I
locked
know
up
her, I didn't
in
even know she
Danville,
been.
yeah, and transferred to Chillicothe, Missouri. I did 8 years, 8.5 flat.
For
I went in on 120, I'm embarrassed to say, and I caught additional charges because I don't know how to cope with things in life sometimes, and I get impulsive. And when I look up and I realize I did something, and I ain't ready for the consequence.
now I don't wanna laugh at you, Erica, but knowing you, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
That you went in on you blew a 120. So for everybody who done been, who know what that is and know what that means,
Yes, I want.
Erica blew a 120 and ended up having to do 8.5 years. So this
Yes.
is really a message to the young folks too
It
on those
definitely
tricks
is.
because they'll tell you that, hey, you go do this 4 months and then we'll let you out and then all it takes is for you to get in there and do like Erica, run your
It's
mouth.
easy to get yourself in trouble and not even realize that it is so easy to catch a charge or go get a violation and become incarcerated, because going to jail and being incarcerated is two different things. Jail is St. Louis City, County, Clayton, Justice Center. But to be incarcerated, you're shipped hours and hours away to a big penitentiary with other women with different personalities and different things they've been through in life, and you are locked in there away from society. And it can be a bit much if you do not know how to cope with it or you don't find a way to cope with it. There are actually people who have committed suicide in the penitentiary. My best friend, Candace King, RIP, she's one of them. She could not handle it. She had a mental problem though, but that's besides the point.
Well, actually, no, it's not, because that's one of my lines that I tell people. You know, as long as you can keep your mental while you're in the penitentiary, you will be okay. The problem is, it is very hard to keep your mental because you're in a world inside of a world. Don't nobody know what's going on with you. Ain't nobody hip to what's happening but
Right,
you and the
correct.
people right there. And sometimes that could be stressful and
Very stressful.
you know what I mean? Yeah.
So, yeah, like I was saying, that's two different things, jail and being incarcerated. So, yeah, I I can say that it was really a turning point. Even after I did 8 years, I got out and did the same thing, and that's how I met my kid's father. It was a middle of dead winter, and he invited me into his home. It was too cold for any human being to be outside, and that is how I, eventually had conceived children or whatever. His mom, she has a big heart. She was able to accept me in with nothing, and she kind of understood the situation I was in. But even then, that wasn't the turning point, because I had just did 8 years. The turning point was when I conceived a child, and they told me I could not have children. This is my first baby. I was very shocked because I couldn't believe that. When I went to the doctor, they said, "Oh, you're 4 months pregnant," and it wasn't quite a turning point, but it made me want to be a mom. It made me kind of want to do something other than substance abuse, but that wasn't the turning point. I had another kid, and I had another kid, and after that, another one. And the last one kind of made me really want to get some help And that was around when the pandemic and the COVID and everything had just really started real bad, and there was no openings for anything, and people were getting sick, people were dying, and it was just, everything was very full, and you couldn't get in unless you had a COVID test, and it kind of made me hopeless a little bit, because I really did at that point, when I had conceived my third child, I really did want to do something different, but when I kept getting rejected and shot down, I just kind of lost hope and said, screw it, I ain't never gonna nobody's never gonna help me. I'm just gonna stay out here and doing what I'm doing, because, kind of like Satan or devil, some negative thoughts getting in your head, like, just, you don't need no help, forget it.
Well, I mean, those were the thoughts at first, though. The original thoughts were, let me try to get some help. You just could not find the help.
Yeah, my third child was
that you needed, and
yeah,
of course
that's
it
when I
pushes
really
you
wanted to get help. I called treatments. By then, I had been to too many treatments, and I didn't want no help then, so I was clowning, trying to get put out. And it worked, and to the point when I had my third child and I wanted to get help, I called all these treatment fields, like, can I please have another chance? And and it was like everybody was saying no, it was nothing but negativity, and I just said, screw it. Now here it is that I'm with my fourth child. Well, I'm pregnant. I kind of lost hope, so, you know what I'm saying, with everything, COVID is not over, but kind of blew it. So people are like, you can be on the waiting list, and it still makes you kind of hopeless. You know what I mean? Like, okay, if I could get some type of stability, I could kind of try to take steps to move forward, to do something. But when nobody's even trying to give you a shot, kind of get in your mind that.
Okay, so I just seen a glimmer of hope. Okay, so you said given a shot, so you can be able to take steps. Now, before the interview started, you said you don't want no help. Fuck this shit. Hey, this is what it is. But I see the glimmer of hope.
I really don't like wanting. I really do desire to do something different, but when people keep telling you they ain't got no space, you can't come, nothing they can do, you're gonna be on this one long waiting list when you really just ready to go. You just like, it kind of makes you undecisive. You know what I'm saying? Because, it kind of makes me wish that a lot of the other times when I really wasn't ready, I would have took at least advantage of some other times. But, what was for me, was for me, and it probably wasn't for me then. But, yeah.
So that right
I was just woofing though when I said I didn't want no help. But I really do desire to get off the streets. But like I said, when you keep getting rejected, shot down, told no, it's very, very frustrating, hopeless. It actually had me to the point one time where I became very, I'm not suicidal now, but at some points I have became. Because it's like some nights when you really, really tired and you wore out and you got to sleep outside on the hard pavement, the ground, you know what I'm saying? And it's cold, you don't have no blankets, you don't have clothes. It could be depressing. Yeah. It could be very depressing, I'm sorry. It could be depressing.
First time I seen Erica break down.
Yeah. It could be depressing.
So, like you were saying with COVID, to try to lighten the mood just a little bit. During COVID, it was a few situations where we had, guys that was going around kind of targeting the sex workers. And Miss Erica, kept having a situation where she knew this guy wasn't right. She kept getting in this car with him, knowing she pregnant, and you got to jump and roll up out of this car.
Oh, yeah.
You remember that? You remember that? Like, he's a little young guy, and I don't know why I keep getting in the car, but I get in the car, and I realize,
different situations that, when you substance abusing, it's the substance that has you enslaved, and that this is not what you need to do or should do, but you be chasing that substance and you just do it anyway. And that's kind of like what they say, insanity, doing the same thing over and over. I really don't desire to keep doing the same thing over and over. But
So that could be the message. That could be the message in the video.
yeah,
Because, of course, that was a whole
that is the
conversation before the
message.
camera started. Let me say this real quick. The message in the video really could be these organizations, these treatment centers, and everybody that really say they help to actually have the help. That way, when people are ready, because it's been plenty of time. It's been plenty of situations where we didn't had a few of y'all say y'all was ready, and then it's a 3-4 day waiting game. Like they got to understand when I'm ready is said, there's nowhere to go to sleep tonight. You know what I'm saying? There's no more highs to be had. Like if I'm going to go, I have to go now, because if you give me a chance to fall asleep where I'm at and wake up in the morning, I'm right back at it. And everything that I said last night, I don't remember saying that. That it wasn't real. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like some of these organizations and like I said, treatment centers should probably get the message on that to,
they
try to
definitely
open that
should,
space.
Pay attention when someone is yearning and trying very hard to get their attention or get there or beg for help. They should definitely do their best to try to help. You never know. You know what I'm saying? They might not be here. You know what I mean? And they really did desire to get some help.
Yeah, because we done lost a couple people that, unfortunately haven't had the opportunity to go get that treatment. So we know about you growing up. We know about you, being outside. You say you really desire help. We know that some of these organizations around here just say, they do what they do, but they don't really do what they do. What do you really believe should be Erica's next steps? Because you said you want to get from out here. You are pregnant.
My next steps, really, my next step is to get somewhere where I can find myself some stability. If I can get that, whether it's being in a treatment or getting shelter, I can move forward from that. So there's stability.
So if we can find you a shelter that would suit you, and of course I would have to really do some vetting because I know how Erica is. But if we can get a shelter that suits you, will you be willing to leave the street? Because when you get in some, hold up, Erica, hold up. When you get in some of these places now, you're not going to be able to try to, 1-2 and play certain games. You know what I'm saying?
It's a consistent shelter. I don't want a shelter where I can leak every day because I'm just going to come down here and drug it on up. Some shelters, I've been in shelters before. They put you out at a certain time
So
and you come back. I don't
basically,
want to live like that.
Basically, you need jail without jail. You need to be somewhere where, control movement and...
Yes, where I am inside, like a home. I don't need a shelter that puts you out and you come back because you're just going to be drugging it up and buying some drugs, in the meantime. Too much idle time. So basically, stability, shelter. Shelter really is a big thing with me. I think really, a lot of people say, that's crazy. If you want to change, you'll change. I do desire to change, but I really desire to be somewhere stable in some shelter.
Somewhere warm.
Not just warm, somewhere where I can be in shelter. Some place where I can be. I'm not on the street with all this idle time and, said idle times the devil's workshop. I don't want to be out on the streets walking around or sitting around all day. I would like to be somewhere doing something or thinking of something that I need to do to move forward with life.
Well, all right, Erica, I ain't going to keep you too long. Plus, this thing got dark on us, and I don't know what this video might be looking like right now. These weren't the settings. The settings wasn't for the dark. So, Before we get up out of here,
Mhm.
I normally have everybody, leave with a message. So, like you said, if everything you were saying before the interview was cap, then leave your people.
Yeah.
Leave your people. Take a half a step back for me. Leave your people with. Leave your people. Leave your people with a message, Erica.
My message today is, if for some reason you feel hopeless, or you feel down about doing something different or changing out here, if you are substance abusing, keep hope. Keep hope alive, because what's for you is for you. And my message to the people out there in the drug treatment facilities and different organizations, if someone is yearning out to you or crying out to you for help, we don't want to dissuade them from wanting to get help. We want to help our people. We want to better them. We want them to be the best person that we can be. So that's basically all that I have to say. And I appreciate you.
There it is. And we're going to end up with a part 2, Erica, because
Okay.
you was having me think this interview was going to be some grade A BS. So I
If we can listen more,